We are previewing this Super Sunday's big game, Newcastle versus Arsenal. But first, we have to talk about Arsenal Man City. I've got my thoughts on that being a gooner, but I'm going to kick it over to my boy first. Marky Mark, how you doing?
I'm good. You all right?
I've been better.
I know you have. Because if I was an Arsenal supporter, I'll be absolutely pissed. I'm not even joking,
bro,
because for me...
You got your own problems, I guess, but...
Yeah, well, this is an Arsenal video.
Yeah, no,
okay?
I'm just saying. No, Mark, that's important that you said that, though. If you're an Arsenal supporter, you'd be pissed. Tell me why.
Absolutely.
Tell our viewers why.
Because Arteta, geezer, is a liar. And I've said this before in a couple of podcasts, right? He's saying in pre-interviews, coming to us, we have to put it on them, we got to be forward thinking, we have to have a statement win. And he said that exact same thing a couple of weeks ago when you played Liverpool. And the team lineup was just disappointing. And again, I agree with all the Arsenal supporters. I've seen a lot of AFTV. I've watched all that. Right? And they all say the same thing, which I 100% agree with Arteta, right? It was a disgrace of a lineup. It was a negative approach. It was negative attitude. It was a negative team selection. He is a defensive manager. He's a negative manager. Right, he's scared. He's scared of the big games, bro. And you know that. He prioritizes the game on being defensive and making sure no one scores. And whilst you have that saying, okay, the best defense is the best offense, yeah, it doesn't, that's not the case, right? You're blessed with a super talented squad, a large squad to tackle all competitions that you're involved in. Right? And you know it's negative because you're starting Marino in the midfield. You're putting Trossard on the left, who's an impact player. You should have started with Eze and Martinelli. Martinelli has been so poor for a couple of years, but in the Champions League, come on, he was a super sub. He impacted that game, and clearly he should have been given the chance to carry on that form into last week's game against Manchester City. Where was Eze? There was nothing wrong with him.
That's the big question, right? Where was Eze? This is the problem that you've got. I hate it when I have to agree with you on certain things about Arteta, because I know you don't like Arteta, and you know I like Arteta, and I'll always like Arteta because of what he has done for our club. That being said, he is not learning. He's getting these lineups wrong in every single big game so far. And I don't think he's showing any... The worrying thing is, I don't think he's showing any signs of actually changing that mentality. You're right, he's a defensive-minded player. He was a DM by nature as a player, and he seems to be a DM at heart. We've got a great defence. No, scratch that. We've got the best defence, or one of the best defences in Europe.
You got the best. No.
We've got the best in my opinion, too.
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
Why? Why do you need to play at home, by the way, Mark? At home.
At home!
Why do you need to play Zubimendi, Rice and Marino? This is my gripe. And look, I'm not gonna go on too long here, but
you said it though.
There's a couple of well, you and I met up, right? We were talking face to face on this one, and I said to you, when the cameras were off, I said to you, he's going to play Zubimendi, Rice and Marino, and it will be a massive mistake. Now, if I can see it, and every gooner can see it, or most gooners can see it, why can't Arteta see it? Because here's the other thing, Mark, yeah? If Odegaard was fit, he starts Odegaard, right? So bear with me on this one, yeah? If he's then starting Odegaard, Rice and Zubimendi, so Zubimendi, Rice and Odegaard, if Odegaard's not fit, surely it can't be, well, I'd start Odegaard, but if he's not fit, then my next choice is Marino, and then it's Eze or Nwaneri. That doesn't make any sense, because Odegaard is not the same type of player as Marino. He's 100%. A number 10, and Eze's a number 10, and Ethan Nwaneri's a number 10. So if the right answer is playing the number 10, why would your next choice be play Marino? Talk to me on that, bro. He's
Bro,
so
it's freaking
slow
baffling.
as well, Marino. It's not Marino's fault, but he is slow. Did you see how many times he lost the ball against City? Did you see how many times he got caught on the ball? He can't help it. He's slow. He's just naturally a slower guy. Why would you do that? Because here's my problem. When you start that lineup, and I had a disagreement with another gooner who was saying, I think that's a great lineup if Odegaard's not fit. We're playing 3 centre mids. We're going to be solid and compact. We weren't, honestly, we weren't solid and compact, were we? We were not solid and compact because as soon as that little melee happened, we'd committed too many players up the pitch. Gabriel was out of position. And as it happened, the ball broke. It doesn't matter how it broke. It broke to a City player, and they play in, and then Reinders plays in Haaland, right, for the first goal. You can't go in with that mentality of safety first. I'm sorry. You've got Eze, you've got Nwaneri. We're at the Emirates. This is the game to play them in. You believe that you're better than City. I believe we've got a better squad than City right now. I believe they're bedding in, period.
You do.
So fucking put it on them then.
That Manchester City squad this season is probably the worst squad assembled by Pep. And this year is probably Arsenal's best assembled squad for years. You have so many attacking options, and he went so defensive, it's actually disgusting, right? Because I truly believe that you have the tools to really win the league, right? You do. But you're really going to struggle to win when you have a manager that is so defensive, that's so negative. I wouldn't there is one positive which I do like, and I did speak to you. We were watching the game, and I do like at halftime, no messing around. You bring on Eze and you bring on Saka, who's just come back from injury. That was the only light which I really saw, plus Martinelli's cameo at the end. That was the only real light that I can see from Arteta. It's being proactive.
Well, let me throw something at you there, Mark. And sorry to cut across, but
no,
there are rumours now, and it's not been clarified yet by a reliable source. But as we're recording this on the Monday, I'm telling you that there are rumours that Madueke is injured, which is why he made the change in getting Saka on in the first place and Madueke going off. Because I said to you, Madueke was our brightest spark in the first half of a very, very poor first half. It was one of the dullest things I've seen from us for a while. Well, since the Liverpool game, I suppose. Anyway, I would have, the sensible move would have been, if you're going to bring Saka on, switch Madueke to the left, take Trossard off. Trossard was doing nothing. He did nothing in the second half. He kept going backwards. And let me read one other thing to you before we move on, yeah? And I'm mindful of, going on about this for too long. I'm going to read you the last 10 Premier League games that Rice and Marino started together. I got sent this hours before kickoff. So this is after me and you had a conversation, and I said to you, Rice and Marino cannot start in a game together. That's just the wrong move. The last 10 games: Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0, Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2, Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0, Arsenal 0, Everton 0, Brighton 1, Arsenal 1, Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2, Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4, Everton 1, Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0, Arsenal, and then obviously Sunday, Arsenal 1, Man City 1. That is, Mark, that is one win. And that win was against Ipswich, who are already relegated. 6 draws, 3 losses, and we were 3 minutes away from that draw being a loss on Sunday. You do not win leagues like this. And it is early in the season. But I've said to you, Mark, I'm going to use this season to judge Arteta, and we're going to talk about him in more detail in another podcast. I'm using this season to judge Arteta. We're 5 games in, and what I'm seeing so far is he's not learning, because what he said after the game is damning. He said, I didn't hear anyone complain about the midfield when we played Bilbao in midweek.
Oh, come, they're a dead team, bro.
Mikel,
they're a dead team.
Mark, forget that. I complained during the damn game. I complained saying we cannot play Rice and Marino together. It doesn't work. It can't be going in with this functional, boring football. You're playing boring, functional football with the deepest squad in the league. One of the most talented squads in the league. And you're playing, you're going for functionality. And guess what? It's not even that functional. Now, doing that away to Bilbao, first European game, Champions League, Yeah, not a problem. Bilbao will be up for it. I don't think it's an easy place to go, Bilbao. I don't think it's the hardest place to go either. I think you go there. It worked. He got away with it, right? Fine, whatever. At home, Mark, you cannot do this if you want to win this league. You're up against, it's not the Joses of this world where you can go safety first. We're not, and I'm not, this is not a slight on Jose because Jose's a winner. But Fergie, what if Fergie, Pep, Klopp, Slot even have in common? They go for it, Mark. They put it on you and they go for it. Wherever they go, and especially at home. I'm telling you, Mark, if he doesn't learn from his lessons, and he has time to learn from his lessons, but so far he's played Liverpool and City and he's not learned from his lessons, and his post-match conference suggests he's not going to learn the lesson again. If you go with this attitude, you do not win league titles. You've got 33 games left in the season. You should have learnt your lesson. That's the positive here. Not the fact that he made the change at half time, because you guess what, Mark? Why didn't he make it in the first half? There's no law that says you have to wait until half time to make a change. We wasted 45 minutes, Geezer. And I'm annoyed because it was a must-win game for me. We have to keep the pressure on Liverpool. Liverpool 5 points ahead of us already now, yeah? But it's the manner. I feel we're not going to win this league unless Arteta changes from the moment he put the team sheet out. We're in trouble. And I told you this on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sorry for the rant.
No, it's fine. Look, the thing is, like I was watching the game afterward, the punditry afterwards, and they had the stats of all like Arsenal's against the top 6, and there's no losses. Most of them are wins, a couple draws here and there. But I honestly believe that could change this season if he does not become a little bit braver. I reckon that's honestly what I think.
Already is changing.
Yeah, you're right. It already is changing. There's no excuses. Arsenal need to win. He's been backed by the board. They've got Eze, Mosquera, Zubimendi, Giocares, Giza. It's a wicked strong squad. Yeah.
Let me throw something at you, Mark. Yep. 2 seasons ago, when we pushed City to the final day, we pushed them with a very different squad. We scored 92 goals in the league. More, just for context, that's more goals than Liverpool scored last season when they won the league, by the way. We scored 92 with an inferior squad. Mark, is our squad better now than it was 2 seasons ago? Yes or no?
100%. Oh, my God, yes. Oh, my God, yes.
So why are we regressing? I think there's been a couple of boys that have said, yeah, based on last season, Arteta's gone safety first. And I'm like, well, we had a lot of injuries last season, so I'm going to use this season to judge him to see if he really has gone safety first. We played Giocares up top, and we're not planning to feed him. We're not planning to feed him, dude, with Marino. What I don't understand, he's gone so scared, as you said, and now he's regressed, and we're playing boring, functional football. How was it with an inferior squad, we pushed that City team 2 seasons ago to the final day and scored 90 points and lost the league? How was it we did that, Giza, with an inferior squad? He's regressing. But he has to change this, Geese. He has to change this, Mark. And I'm starting to sweat, bro. I'm about to take my Gymshark hoodie off here. Sorry to swear, but I'm annoyed because we've got the squad now. We need to go on to the game, Mark. But any last thoughts against the City game? I know you said about Martinelli. I think Martinelli should have been given more time. Scored a great goal. What a great finish.
I mean, look. From what I've seen, especially in the second half, when you started to be a little bit more creative, and because you had more creative players in there, if the team selection from the get-go was correct, okay, I do believe Arsenal would have won the game. Now, before we get into the actual preview, a little bit of credit has to go to Manchester City because it's very interesting from their point of view. It was one of the first times that it was really a dominant performance in terms of possession over Pep Guardiola. And the stats clearly say that. But I don't know if Pep Guardiola is a genius or whatever it is, because I've never seen him do 5 at the back, 4 in midfield and 1 up front. He clearly went there to nick a goal. And then after that, he took off hard and took off a lot of his creative players and sat back. And he did a Mourinho type. I don't think that Arteta prepped for that. Right? And I will give a little bit of credit to Pep Guardiola because he's adapting with the times, right? And he's realized with this squad, what can I do? What can I not do? And I think that he put it into practice really well against Arsenal. So it's not totally Arsenal's fault, but I really think the team selection at the beginning was the downfall of why you didn't collect all 3 points. Let's now, do you have anything to say with that, or should we now move on?
Just 100%. I agree with that. Everything that you said there. Apart from the Pep bit, I think Pep, he went 5 at the back. Fair play to him. First time he's done it, but he didn't really need to do that. I think if he carried on the way he was going, I
agree with that. Yeah.
They conceded right at the death, so I guess it didn't work. But he should have seen it out. We were the reason, though, that City were comfortable. They had 30% possession, and yet Haaland got played in twice. And we had 70% possession, yet Giocares got played in 0 times. That's the damn difference. Anyway, let's move on.
That is a difference. We talked about that very quickly. We did talk about that. Giocares is the type of player that needs to be fed. You're not going to be fed with players like Marino and Zubimendi. Yeah, exactly. They need to be fed. Otherwise, they're just going to be non-existent in the game. And that's a shame because I really like Giocares. I really like him. You know, I'm a big fan of him. Let's move on to the preview. Guys are playing Newcastle away again on Super Sunday.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
What do you want? You want my 11? Do you want
Let's
what
do
I
your
think's
11.
going to happen?
I want your 11. Then I want to hear what you think's going to happen with the final score prediction.
Do you want my 11 or Arteta's 11?
No, we know. No, I don't want Arteta's 11, man. It's boring. Okay, I want what you told me. The first 11 that's going to go out there and win the game.
If Saliba's fit, play Saliba. If not, play Mosquera. The back 5 picks itself, in my opinion. Calafiori keeps his spot. Timber keeps his spot. The 2 centre-backs, Gabriel and Saliba, or Gabriel and Mosquera, depending on Saliba's fitness. He didn't look that sharp to me yesterday, but he's obviously coming back. So let's see. And Mosquera looks sharp. So I've got no problems in playing. Yeah, I really like. He could be the signing of the season. Just like 10 mil.
He could be.
David Raya in goal. Zubimendi, Rice, Eze.
And Eze.
I'm gonna put Eze in there. Yeah, I need to give Eze some time in there. I don't want to keep chopping and changing. He comes on at halftime against City, and I want to give him another run in the middle rather than just whacking him out left again. Because I don't want to break. I don't want Eze to be like, all right, you're going to play on the left. Then next game, 45 minutes in the middle. Then we're going to put you on the bench. Then you're going to be out on the left again. Let's give him some consistency. Whack him where he wants to play, and let's put him there. It looks like if Madueke is injured and if Saka's fully fit, then I guess obviously you start Saka. And if Madueke is injured, then you give Martinelli a shot now out on the left and you go Giocares up top. That is my 11. It's not a difficult 11 to pick, I think, even though we've got so much talent there. You've got a good bench. If you don't start Martinelli and you start Eze out on the left, then you play Ethan Nwaneri in the middle. But away to Newcastle, I think you've got to play Eze as the 10. That being said, I know that Arteta's going to play Zubimendi, Rice, Marino. I know, therefore, that we will not win this game. I know that the best I can hope for here is a draw, and I know that Liverpool will probably extend their lead at the top. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with your first 11, actually. I'd have Eze there. I'd definitely play Martinelli because now he's come on and scored 2 goals in a row. You're going to have to, he's got momentum, he's got some form. You're going to have to carry that on. Giocares needs to be fed. Eze, Saka or Madueke and Martinelli, I think that they need to focus on feeding this guy. I really do, especially as the game goes along and after the 50th, 60th minute. Look, stop messing around. Like, if Martinelli's taking shots, Madueke's taking shots, and nothing's happening, yo, stop that. You spent a lot of money on a goal-scoring monster. Feed his ass. He'll score you. He can carry the game for you. Right? But he needs to be fed. Otherwise, he'd like he did against Manchester City. He was running around like a headless chicken. He didn't know what's going on. He's like, what's wrong with my team, man? Pass me the fucking ball. Right? Score predictions.
1-1.
Wow, that's honest. That's honest.
Listen, by the way, I was debating between a 1-0 Newcastle and 1-1. I'm being optimistic here. We don't do well when we go to Newcastle. Horrible place to go. And and I'm basing all of this on Arteta's selection because I think he feels justified. I think this is the worry. It's not that he's not sitting there saying he got it wrong. He's sitting there saying he's justified. So I'm going 1-1, and that's an optimistic one. But let's see. Look, he may change it up. He may surprise us, Mark. What are you going for?
I'm gonna go for a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna
That's
go.
a fair shout.
I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for a 0-0 draw, or a worst comes to worst, I'll go with your first prediction, which will be a 1-0 to Newcastle. If Arsenal take all 3 points, I'll be quite shocked, because St. James's Park, even without Alexander Isak, is still a fortress. And I'm a big fan of Eddie, and I think he'll know how to deal with, or at least take a point from a quality team like Arsenal. Guys, let us know in the comments, what do you think? What's your score predictions? If you're here to the end, thank you so much. If you like the video, you like the way that my guy and I present our weekly news and our previews, please make sure you like the video. And if you want to see more of our content, click this video right here, and we see you good people in the next one. Thank you, guys.